You are listening live to the Vito and Vito Show. Disrespectful to the executive branch.
I would remind you that extremism in the defense of liberty is no vice.
Don't sign the damn deal, and the president won't.
Therefore, I do not believe that the majority can vote a man's life or property or freedom away from him.
The leader in talk radio on the internet, right here on K98Talk.com.
If you want to work until you keel over, have less of everything in retirement, or give back more of your hard-earned money to the stock market again, then just ignore me. But if you'd like to protect the money you save, receive a steady, predictable retirement income, and enjoy financial security for as long as you live, then listen to this. You can download a free report that reveals the wealth-building secrets Wall Street and the banks don't want you to know. You'll learn how you can get guaranteed growth, safety, and real prosperity without risking your money in the Wall Street casino, and how to get the money you need when you need it, simply by asking for it. This is the best way to have a 100% secure retirement, and know your money will last as long as you do. To learn more about this method and to get your free report, go to 29security.com. That's the number 29security.com. 29security.com. Go to 29security.com.
This is Slickery Trigger for Rebel Road Tactical. With proper care and feeding, your pistol will be ready when you need it. There to save your life. Shouldn't your gear be that good? Whether you need a holster for comfortable everyday carry or a tough-as-nails holster for your next training course, Rebel Road Tactical has what you need. Check us out on the web at rebelroadtactical.com.
Tired of paying outrageous prices for Viagra? Well, we have great news for you. Now you can finally get Viagra at huge discounts. Healthy Man allows you to save up to $500 on Viagra. Why pay U.S. pharmacy prices of $15 per pill or more when you can get Viagra for less than $3 a pill? Call today and get 40 Viagra pills for only $99. This can cost as much as $600 at your local pharmacy. You can't afford not to call us. If you want Viagra at the lowest prices, never pay $15 a pill pharmacy prices again. Get Viagra for less than $3 a pill. Call 1-800-516-7602 today and save up to $500 and get 40 pills for just $99. Healthy Man is fast, easy, and affordable. Operators are waiting at 1-800-516-7602 to take your call right now. Call 1-800-516-7602. That's 1-800-516-7602. Again, 1-800-516-7602.
In these uncertain economic times, you've got to do whatever you can to save money. One of our biggest expenses can be our cars, especially when unexpected repair bills hit. Not anymore. If you own a vehicle with less than 130,000 miles, is less than 12 years old, has a warranty about to expire, or even no warranty at all, you could stop paying for car repairs. Roadside assistance, towing, and rental coverage are all included. Don't wait for the next repair. Make one free call right now to see if you qualify. If your vehicle is less than 12 years old, has less than 130,000 miles, even if it's out of warranty, paying for car repairs can become a thing of the past. Call us right now and get your car protected before your next repair bill hits. Get protection and no more repair bills. Call 800-696-1030. Again, 800-696-1030. That's 800-696-1030. 800-696-1030.
Alright folks, this is Rick Robinson with you. I want to tell you about some friends of mine from a company called Security Enforcement Specialists. When I ran my security agency for 12 years, I worked with one of these partners on a daily basis. He's been involved in this agency now, and with his other partner, they do have over 30 years of experience in the private security industry. If you own a business, and you need someone to keep you or your customers or residents safe, then I highly recommend contacting Security Enforcement Specialists today. Give them a call at 405-703-1796. Again, that's 405-703-1796. Again, tell them Rick from K98 Talk sent you. Like I said, if you need the help, they are here for you, so make sure that you go look them up, check them out, and see what they can do.
Wrong way. Welcome to the place. Welcome.
Joe had huge problems with the IRS.
I knew it was coming. I hadn't filed taxes since 1990.
All the IRS letters coming in added up to a nightmare.
To get up to like $68,000, my heart started beating fast. It's like, there's no way, man. I mean, I ain't going to be able to do this.
Then they stopped his paycheck.
So that's when I started making phone calls and found U.S. Tax Shield.
U.S. Tax Shield went to work immediately.
They just took the bull by the horns. What blew my mind is he called the IRS right then and there.
So why is U.S. Tax Shield A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau? Joe knows.
They saved me a ridiculous amount of money.
If you owe more than $10,000 to the IRS or state, choose the company Joe chose, U.S. Tax Shield.
It was the best decision I made. U.S. Tax Shield is the way to go. Life is good. Thank you, Lord.
Call 800-471-3287.
U.S. Tax Shield. Boo-rah. Yes.
800-471-3287. 800-471-3287.
The Internet will never be the same. You're listening to K98Talk.com.
Wow. Good God, y'all. What is it good for? Absolutely. Now get started again.
And we're live here on the Vito and Vito Show. I'm Vito.
And I'm Vito.
Yes, you are. We want to welcome you here to the Vito and Vito Show. Vito Talk.
Well, we're bringing you the perspectives of two college-age millennial conservative libertarians out of liberal hellhole, Brooklyn, New York. We're committed to defending the principles of free markets, liberty, and individualism. Vito, we hold no punches on the show.
None at all.
Nope. Not at all. Vito, the most beautiful woman is going to be Ted Cruz's vice president. That's according to Donald Trump. Donald Trump said she's a beautiful lady a couple months ago. Remember this? Mm-hmm. So Ted Cruz has chosen Carla Fiorina from beautiful, sunny California to be his running mate. But don't you think maybe it's a little early to pick a running mate?
Well, I have to say, Vito, it is a little bit too early. I know that you said this is a good idea.
I did. Yes, I did. You see...
Well, save it for later on in the program because we are going to have a debate about this. I think this is an absolute disaster by the senator. You say this is a good idea. But I got this news for you, Vito. It all comes down to Indiana. Indiana, the make or break point for this primary for Ted Cruz if he wants to, or any, even John Kasich, but I doubt it even matters for him. Ted is really banking on Indiana, Vito. Can Ted win Indiana? That's May 3rd, the primary, so that's next Tuesday. So what do you think?
I think so, because if you look at the polls right now, according to Real Clear Politics, you have Trump up by 5. Some polls, he's only up by 6. And Cruz has been catching up to him. So it's really, before you can even get to California, which holds a lot of delegates, 172?
Right.
And these other states like New Mexico and everything towards the end of the primary season, you have to get through Indiana that holds a lot of delegates. And right now it's close. It's not guaranteed for Trump or Cruz. And Cruz is really going to try to seal this one and at least get a good amount of delegates. If he can win this and ride into California with some momentum, because Cruz got beat up bad in the Northeast.
Yeah, I mean, we just saw an absolute disaster. I mean, Pennsylvania, Connecticut, Rhode Island. Donald Trump won every single district. And we even got a Trump supporter in the House, ladies and gentlemen. He was on the program last week, so go back to www.vitoandvito.com. Listen to last week's episode. He gave us some insight. He is a college student. And we liked him so much, we invited him back. Connor. Which last name again? Frontera.
Very simple, Vito.
All right, whatever. He's here. He's in the studio. We're going to have him come on in just a bit. He's in the green room right now getting fluffed up, if you know what I mean. All right, Vito, so we are dealing with the situation right now where a guy like Donald Trump is this close to becoming president of the, I shouldn't say president, but at least the Republican nominee. And this is an absolute, if you're a Cruz person, this is an absolute disaster. If you're a Kasich person or a moderate, you must be losing your hair at the sight of either Ted or Donald. But if you're a Donald Trump supporter, you have been waiting for this moment. You're probably in this entire election. You wanted to see somebody like Donald Trump. You finally got him, and I still don't know what the hell this man brings to the table. I still don't know what conservative principles he has, if he has any, and I don't know what he ultimately stands for. Can't say that about Ted Cruz, ladies and gentlemen. I pretty much know where Ted stands. If you don't know where the senator stands,
I even know where Kasich stands.
Yeah, that's sad.
You know, we know where these people stand, but Trump has 994 delegates.
Okay,
which
Ted
means Ted has 566 and Kasich 153. But all that does not matter because we're just focusing on Trump. He has 994, which means he needs 200 and 79 about. Something like that, right? If I could do, I can't do math, guys. Forget it. Forget about it. But we're focusing on Trump because if he does not get to that threshold, then it's going to be a broken convention, and that's what Ted Cruz has a really good shot of winning. That's his only shot, and it's his best shot.
Correction: 243. You math.
What did I say? I said 244.
You did not say 244. You said like 249.
I was off by a few. Listen.
Yeah, a few. A few matters at this point. It's not like his last election cycle. A few doesn't matter.
I didn't say to trust me on my math. I can't do math.
Look, Donald isn't that far from getting to the nomination. He is very, very, very close. We all know this. The question is, how is he going to get there? It's his election to lose. If you're going to make America great again and you're a Donald Trump person, you're going to have to hope that he wins Indiana. And right now, the polls are neck and neck. I'm going to pull up the polls right now, and it is incredibly tight. Vito, you have the poll numbers?
Right now, it was, according to Real Clear Politics, it's Trump at 39, Cruz at 33. So that's a 6-point lead for the Donalds right now. But others, like CBS, has at 5, 40 to 35.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
well,
close.
It also matters when those polls were taken. Clout Research just came out with a poll today.
That was last week.
Yeah. And I know Clout Research is not like
Rasmussen?
Gallup, Rasmussen, right? It's not CBS, so you might be asking, what is Clout Research? Well, it's got backing by 538, which obsesses over pollster reliability, and it gives a pretty good weight to this poll that Clout Research gave out in Indiana. And the poll is basically this: Trump 37, Cruz 35. 37-35 Donald Trump. It's in the margin of error. If Donald Trump wants to win this election, he wants to become the next president, he wants to be the Republican nominee, he's going to have to win Indiana. He's going to not just have to win Indiana, he's got to worry about winning some other states as well. But Indiana is the breadbasket for him today. I said last week it was California, and that is with the assumption that Ted would win Indiana. I still think Ted will win Indiana. He's got it in him. He's got the fight. He's got a great ground game. And I think ultimately, Vito, if he gets over the cloud here in Indiana, he's going to be, I think, in a great position to take Donald down in Cali.
Because he gets all the momentum from that. But Donald Trump knows this because he's increasing spending dramatically in Indiana. Because he wants to, this is it. This is Ted Cruz's final hour. You know, he's going in for the kill with Ted Cruz right now. So if Ted Cruz can win this state and stay in it for California, because you know the later states like New Jersey and West Virginia, that's going to go to Trump. So the big states right now, Indiana, California, in the first battle, the first wave Ted Cruz has to go through is Indiana. That's in the margin of error, like you said.
Right.
But Trump is going to be spending a lot more money than he ever has out of his own pocket. Right, because he has no backers.
Well, he is, and a lot of the information is coming in. He is spending money in Indiana. I read something off the New York Times that said Donald Trump is spending. He's upping his spending in Indiana, absolutely. And why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? You're Donald Trump. You got to make things happen. He knows that Indiana, he could put it away. He even said it. He just needs Indiana to put this away. He'll knock Ted out with this one shot in Indiana.
And he has the money. He has to start spending that. Because, listen, you can't just win the election by going on TV and saying crazy things again. These big rallies with thousands of people showing up. You know, there is a campaign, and there is money that goes behind this for ads and attack ads and whatever you want. But it's more than just what he's been doing. And now he's going to start spending the money in Indiana when he really needs it.
I mean, who would have thought, Vito, did you think when this guy first announced he was running for president that he would have any legitimate shot of winning the nomination? I know if you go back in the tapes, I mean, I was making fun of the Donald. I said, this guy is an idiot. I don't know what he's doing. He doesn't have a shot in hell. But we all make mistakes, and I guess I was wrong there. Donald, who would have thought, is the most legitimate contender. He is.
Who would have thunk it?
Who would have thunk it? I was right about everybody else. Ben Carson, Carly Fiorina, Rand Paul, Jeb Bush. I said they were going to fall by the wayside. Ted Cruz, and I didn't know who else I said. Who knows? But I knew it was going to be tough. I knew Ted was going to be.
I knew Walker was going out first.
That was another tough call. I know that Ted was going to be in it for the long haul. And it goes to show you, if anything about this election, it proves my theory, our theories, whatever. A lot of these conservative thinker theories right. In that conservatives, when you run conservative candidates, principled candidates, honest candidates, they tend to stay in the race for the long haul. I mean, this guy Donald Trump comes along and completely changes the game. He's his own separate caricature. But Ted Cruz, being a guy that just walked into the stage and took a position like he did as running for president and was able to last as long as he did, goes to prove the point that I made in the past, that conservatives can win. Now, granted, he didn't win the whole thing, but I can tell you right now, if it was Ted and Jeb, if it was Ted and Kasich, if it was Ted and another moderate, Ted Cruz would have wiped the floor with that moderate a while ago. The election is ripe for a conservative candidate, and then Donald Trump, a populist, comes along, and a lot of people get confused. Populism, conservatism.
Right, but look at what Donald Trump's running on. These are conservative platforms. He's talking about closing the border. He's talking about stopping illegal immigration, which Ted Cruz has spoken about many years before in the Senate. That is a conservative thing. That's a conservative idea. Closing the border, banning Muslim immigration temporarily. These are far right. You don't even see moderate Republicans. You definitely don't see the left or anybody else talking about this kind of stuff. Nobody wants to close the border except for very few conservatives, including Donald Trump. Nobody wants to ban Muslim immigration except for what? I think Ted Cruz, Rand Paul introduced something, and then of course Donald Trump's talking about it. And he's anti-political correctness.
I'm all pumped up, Vito, because Indiana's going to mean a lot. I cleared my schedule. I took off of work. I canceled school. Matter of fact, I dropped out and quit my job just to watch this whole thing that's going on in May 3rd.
I'm glad, because the Stanley Cup finals are coming up, and everyone else in the world is getting all excited about playoffs and sports and this and that.
This
and
is
you're
my
like,
Super Bowl.
oh, Indiana primary.
This is my Super Bowl. I can't, as a New Yorker, I can care less about football and where they throw this geometrically shaped object at each other and people
They're
knocking
not
each
playing
other
football
around.
right now.
I can care less about football, but this is, if I can make one football comparison, this primary has become my Super Bowl. This is it. Or one of those like close semifinal game before you get to the thing,
It's
to
a
the
home
Super
stretch
Bowl.
right now, Vito.
Whatever the hell you call it. I can care less about sports with the exception of the Yankees and the Nets. But right now, Vito, this is what we're talking about. We are talking about the Indiana primary. Ted behind in 2 points. This is my other question, Vito. You look at the demographics out in Indiana. A lot of people like Donald Trump. You have the demographics there, Vito? No?
Of course, I have all the statistics.
All the statistics.
Everything.
You have statted up.
Yeah,
They call you Vito Stats, don't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Vito
Yeah.
stacked the stats.
Yeah.
That's what you
Yeah.
did.
Yeah.
You take a look, Vito, at Donald Trump. This guy's got something that nobody else does have. And you look at demographics, and you see that he gets a lot of these first-time voters out to the polls. You see that Donald Trump is able to corral Democrats to cross over to his side. I want to know how many people registered to vote first time for the Donald, or how many first-time voters there are.
That's
that
definitely growing the party. Absolutely. You know, you have, especially in open primaries, you see a bigger turnout. And you see Donald Trump do better in open primaries because those independents, Democrats, people who never voted before, are ready to go for Donald Trump. Nobody else gets these people out. You know, you see a Ted Cruz or the closest one is a Bernie Sanders with the young people, with all those nice millennials over in college campuses, getting all big rallies and getting excited about politics like they do about anything else like sports or something. This is a big deal. And Donald Trump is the one to get that going.
Now, Indiana has an open primary. I know you don't like open primaries.
Not at all.
I can't stand them myself. They have an open presidential primary. Indiana, one of those states. How much does that affect Ted Cruz? Because Donald Trump does so well in open primaries because he's able to get Democrats to cross over and vote for him.
Huge.
Is there a pun there?
Maybe. Okay, number one, I want to know these polls that we're reading. Who are they asking? Who are they surveying? Are those Republican voters? Is that everybody in Indiana? Because those polls might show it's close in the margin of error, but that's not taking into account the Democrats and independents who might come out to vote for Donald Trump. Also, with these open primaries that I absolutely hate, you're going to have Democrats, independents come out and probably vote for Donald Trump because he really attracts those moderate Democrats and the independents, all of them to come out. But then you're going to have other Democrats, this happens in all open primaries, who think Donald Trump is so ridiculous that he has no shot at winning, and he's absolutely going to lose if he becomes the nominee. So they're going to go help and vote for him. This is why you see Donald Trump do so much better in open primaries. I hate open primaries. Absolutely cannot stand them. I think it screws everything up, and you're going to see this. And that does not help Ted Cruz. Can you find me open primary where Ted Cruz did well in?
I would have to
go
back and check. But I know Donald Trump does very well in open primaries for the reasons you just outlined.
All these open primaries, it's going to fuel Donald Trump even more. And it gives a good indication what the general is going to maybe seem like if you have more people who aren't Republicans voting. But this isn't the general election. This is the primary. The open primary is going to allow other people who are not Republicans to influence the Republican Party's decision. Our delegate system, our RNC, our rule, this is the Republican Party, the Republican people. Nothing to do with Democrats, independents. If you're a Republican, you register as Republican. It's that simple. I can't stand the open primaries.
I don't like them neither. Let's bring in our, you can call him a guest. You can call him the third wheel. That's what we're going to call you, Connor. That's
third Vito?
Connor Fontera?
Fontera. It's very simple.
Here he is. Welcome to the show. Come on, he's going to swing around, pick up a microphone. He's here, ladies and gentlemen. Let's welcome him to the show. Connor, welcome to the program.
Oh, thanks for having me on. How you doing, Vito?
Yeah, what's up? We saw you outside, so we decided to take you inside,
Yeah, it's cold up there.
It's cold and it's raining, so we bring you inside.
Global warming.
Global warming, that's what we call it. All right, Connor, you're a Trump guy.
Yeah, what's up?
Come on, pull up a seat. Let's have a conversation here.
Oh, let me get a chair.
All right, as he goes and gets himself a chair here in our basement studio of the Empire State Building. He is a Trump guy. We had him on the program last week. Connor, give us again a quick snapshot why you like Trump.
Well, he's a maniac.
He's a maniac, and you're a millennial, right? College kid.
Oh yeah, of course. Well, one of the reasons I like Trump is because he's a little more moderate than most of the crazy conservatives, and he attracts those people as well because of the things that he says. Close the borders, throw out the Muslims, or reverse that. Don't close the borders to the Muslims, throw out the illegals, and
there you go, much better.
Yeah, much better. Sorry, and that's what he's. I honestly think he's going to do that. I really do, because if, he's not a politician. That's how I look at it. And when you're not a politician, you don't really need to say politician-y things. So I think Donald Trump's basically going to do, his own thing.
Okay,
businessy thing.
Okay, this is what I mean. If Donald Trump not being a politician, they say he's a deal maker. And I hear this all the time, and this pisses me off, and it should piss every Cruz supporter out there as well. Someone please explain to me how a man who claims to be the greatest deal maker on the face of the earth, if he was such a good deal maker, why didn't he close up and rack up this nomination a while ago? Instead, he blames the rules, he blames the RNC. I mean, you hear this all the time, Connor. Doesn't that make you, annoyed when Donald starts blaming the game instead of blaming the fact that he's losing himself? Well, in Colorado and other states.
But he's not losing, though. That's the thing. He is winning, but it is a competition. I mean, both, you have two players that are going against each other, basically, and it's a little close. They're both fair game. And I think Donald Trump actually has the upper hand because he's not a politician. He hasn't been in the game that long. And that's what pisses off the conservatives. The hard right, the people that are going for Ted Cruz, because they're saying, wow, how are we losing right now to this guy who just came into the game? It's like a rookie, pitching a perfect game. And
that's sort of what it is. It's a rookie pitching a perfect game. And Vito, you got to be pissed off as well, as Cruz people we are. I hear more and more that Trump is this superior deal maker. If he can wrap up Indiana, and he is close to doing so, he is spending money in Indiana. He's looking for the kill right now. If he doesn't wrap up Indiana, what does that tell us about Donald Trump? First of all, just how strong of a candidate he is. And second of all, what about this persona he portrays as being this champion of winning deals and all this crap?
We've seen this before. We knew early on, thanks to Ted Cruz, that Donald Trump is beatable. He will lose states. He will lose delegates. He will make stupid mistakes because he, a perfect example is Colorado. Blaming the system or this and that is rigged against them. Listen, there's certain rules in place that have been there for years, and Ted Cruz and other candidates, not just Ted Cruz, other candidates know these rules. If you actually had a campaign that had political guys involved who know what they're doing instead of businessmen running the campaign, you would have won this already. Instead of making it go down to the wire.
Which is very true. Corey Lewandowski is a businessman, worked with Donald Trump, has no political understanding, no political knowledge, no political education, never ran a campaign before. That guy, Corey Lewandowski, running Trump's campaign. Now Trump decides to bring in his top guns and all his big political hacks and all that stuff. We're going to give you a list of some of the people he's hired so far. I don't know. I don't know if it might be a little bit too little, too late. If I'll give you this, ladies and gentlemen, and we come back, we're going to switch topics. We're going to go ahead and talk about Carly, and we're going to talk about Ted. I'm going to get to a little fight here on the show. There will be blood. But when you look at Donald Trump, if he doesn't win Indiana, California, I say, there's a strong possibility it'll go to Ted. And if it does go to Ted, the election is pretty much not over, but it goes to a contested or brokered convention, open convention, whatever. We don't know what the rules are going to be yet, so we'll let you know. If Ted loses Indiana to Trump, it's all over. So all I have to play is this. Let's get ready to rumble. We'll be back right here on the Vito and Vito Show. We're going to talk about Carly Fiorina and the rest of them right here on the Vito and Vito Show.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save.
Your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org. Brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel?
Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Message.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ReadyPA.org. Brought to you by ReadyPA, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
And we're back here on the Vito and Vito Show. You can check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com. Check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, all at Vito and Vito Show, of course. And give us a call, 718-705-4469. Write this down, 718-705-4469. And if you call within the next 10 minutes, you get 20% off. No, I'm kidding. But you can talk to us about Donald Trump if you like Carly Fiorina, if you think she's hot or not, if she's going to help Ted Cruz win the presidency or the nomination. You can ask us anything you want, really. Give us a call here.
That's right. Give us a call. Only give us a call if you're listening to the Thursday night broadcast, 8 p.m. Eastern Time at www.vito1vito.com. Click the listen live link, and you can give us a call. If you're listening to a
broadcast.
Thank you, Vito. Of the show, you're not able to call in. We're not doing it live. We're broadcasting it.
Right. You get a pizzeria if you call another time.
You get the pizzeria. Well, you get the sex toy factory, so one or the other. All right, Vito, what do we got here?
We're going to get more calls later on than now.
All right. All right, so we got Carly Fiorina. Ted Cruz announcing Carly Fiorina as his vice presidential candidate this past week. He comes out picking Carly Fiorina, calling her the greatest and all these wonderful things. She's wonderful.
Despite a couple months ago debates being at each other's throats.
I don't think he ever really attacked her.
No, she did, because I saw quotes galore of her attacking him after they announced all over Twitter. But like, yeah, they're best friends, right? Look at these quotes. And Carly's just going after Ted. But we see this all the time. Just like Donald Trump called, Carson a maniac, or he's a psychopathic killer who tried to stab his mom or something. And now they're best friends. He endorsed him and he's ready to become a Surgeon General. So words are just words. They don't have meanings, just as the great Justice Scalia said. Words don't have meaning anymore.
Yeah, well, he's pretty much right. So let's break this down. Okay, so Carly Fiorina, I say this is one dumb move from the Cruz campaign, announcing a VP prior to securing the nomination. Because if you lose, you're not only going to look like a big moron picking a candidate as your VP without even assuring yourself the spot. I mean, he's already assembling his cabinet.
Didn't Reagan do that?
He is assembling his cabinet without getting that position and authority to do so. Yes, Ronald Reagan did do that. Richard Schweiker in 1976, when Reagan ran for president, and MSNBC, the New York Times, a lot of these publications are pretty much saying Cruz echoes Ronald Reagan. And I don't like MSNBC, but they do have a pretty good title. I think it fits it pretty well. Tapping Fiorina early, Cruz echoes Reagan's famous gamble. And it really was a gamble for Ronald Reagan in 1976. It was a very close primary with Reagan challenging Gerald Ford, the sitting president. And it was so close, it had to go actually all the way to the convention. Anyway, Reagan tapping Richard Schweiker, former member of the U.S. Senate. A very liberal, moderate Republican. Not a moderate Republican. He was a liberal Republican, like the likes of Nelson Rockefeller. And they tapped him from Pennsylvania. Reagan said, "This is the guy for me," and that actually alienated a lot of conservatives, and that ultimately led to, Reagan losing in 76. Granted, he did win in 1980 and 88, but 84 rather. But let's just keep one thing clear. Reagan losing in 76 because he picked Richard Schweiker, that was a big factor. Turned off a lot of conservatives. Again, makes the point that I made earlier. Conservatives do hold a lot of sway in these elections. You, Vito, happen to agree with Cruz and the rest of them that this is a very good idea, that this actually is going to help revitalize the campaign.
For the situation being, because Carly Fiorina is from California, right? That's right, Vito. So since Carly's from California, this is definitely an act of desperation for the Cruz campaign. But Ted Cruz is trying to grab as many votes from California as possible, thinking that if he wins or does well in Indiana, California is the next big one. And if he can do well in California with Carly Fiorina's help, they can definitely get some delegates there and stop Trump from getting to 1237. So this is all strategic. But the question is, let's say this works, right? Carly helps Cruz out get California, and Cruz gets the nomination, let's say. Knock on wood? All right, Cruz gets the nomination. Now it's him and Fiorina. A match made in heaven, right? What happens in the general? Because the first thing that came to my mind was McCain and Palin. Why so I picked that?
Well, why?
I don't see Carly as... I don't like her. I never did. I don't think she's a good pick for VP. I don't think she's conservative. I think that's going to turn off so many conservatives. I think that's not going to go well in the general election.
All right, my turn. To all my Cruz people who support me, please, come on. Tweet at the show, at Vito and Vito Show. Tell me how much you love me. Donald Trump. No, okay. Let's start again. Okay. Oops, made a mistake. Let's try this again. Ted Cruz picking Carly Fiorina is a disaster. The fact that he did it now. I happen to like Carly on the point that she's a sharp woman. I think she knows what she's talking about. Granted, there are some views I just do not agree with her with. I think she tends to lean towards the moderate side. But I think Carly can help unify the party if it was somebody who was in office. I don't like that he picked Carly Fiorina per se. I hate the timing of it. I'm not terribly disgruntled with Carly Fiorina, but there are better choices out there. What does that mean? You could have picked Mike Pence out of Indiana. You could have picked someone from Indiana. You could have been smart and picked a Rubio.
Maybe you didn't want to.
Or a Jeb. Or you could have picked someone someone from a state that can help swing. How about Scott Walker from Wisconsin, Ted?
The only other thing I would agree with you is Scott Walker. I would completely disagree with Marco Rubio.
Mike Pence?
Pence, yes. But who knows? Maybe you reached out to these people and they said no. That's always a possibility. But I definitely do not like Rubio. One, maybe if he didn't lose Florida. If he dropped out before. But he lost Florida when he was in the race. And if you want to talk about getting the delegates and make it maybe at a broker convention, you can already assume that Rubio's delegates can go towards can go towards Cruz because they're anti-Trump.
I disagree. Because you don't even know what the rules are yet. So I play the safe side. If I'm advising Ted Cruz, I say, Teddy, sit down. I go, let's work something out. I go, you pick Rubio as your VP. Save his face as you picking him as the vice president. Put this Floridian up as your second in command. You put this guy there. We don't know what the convention rules are going to be. We don't know if it's going to be broken. We don't know if it's going to be open. We don't know if it's going to be contested. All we know is that we need to secure your delegates. Or Rubio's delegates, rather. So, Ted, do yourself a favor. Reach out to Rubio. Make him your VP. You would have taken Rubio's... How would it look terrible?
Rubio was...
Carly Fiorina, a woman who was basically attacked Ted and called her a liar and called, she went back and forth with him.
Yeah, number one, they all do that, so it doesn't matter who you pick. Number two, Rubio lost his home state. Now...
What state does Carly have? Because that argument doesn't even make any sense for Carly Fiorina.
Yeah, but she dropped out well before California.
But what does that even mean? I can't even consider Carly Fiorina saying California is basically her home state. I don't know. She is not as powerful as Donald Trump. Donald Trump can basically say New York is my home state. Where the hell does Carly fit?
Does it matter?
In California. Yeah, it does matter.
No, because we know Rubio's from Florida. We know he made a whole big stink. He's their senator. He's their man. Florida, Florida, Florida. And then what happens? He loses it. That's what's in people's minds. They don't care what state or region Carly was born or where she grew up or where she had her kids from.
No, Vito, but you just said to me that California is the place for Carly.
Yes,
that's her golden thing.
She's there.
She's
Cruz
there for
is
what?
in Texas.
She
Trump
ran
is
as
over New York.
She ran as a senator and she lost to Barbara Boxer over there. All right? She could have done things. She didn't. She's running on a business platform. She says she's from California. She didn't even make it to California.
So they're all bad picks.
They are bad picks. But if you would have been smart, you would have picked someone that's a bad pick that was probably running for president, because God knows who ran for president this year. So many people. Like Jim Gilmore. Or you're going to pick somebody that was going to help you sway a state or be able to sway delegates at a broken or open convention onto your side.
But I'm saying Rubio's going to sway those delegates to Cruz regardless.
I don't think so, because if
he's going to want them to go to Trump.
No, Vito. You're under the assumption that the rules are currently that it's going to be either Trump or Cruz. I'm telling you, and I have this feeling like every other Republican who's a grassroots organizer out there is going to understand that the RNC is a corrupt bunch of people, and they're going to go ahead and they're going to change the rules to help John Kasich win. Why the hell? I'm not into conspiracy theories, but if I got to throw something out there, why is John Kasich still in the race? Someone, please explain to me why John Kasich is still in the race. He has been mathematically eliminated since months ago, yet this man continues to stay in the race. More importantly, John Kasich won 1 out of 40, whatever states there are. What is that, 40? how many? 40 plus territories. There's like 46, 47 contests, whatever has passed so far. He's only won one, is what I'm trying to say. He's won his home state of Ohio. Okay? Please explain to me where Ted is going or why Kasich is still in the race. Because this man is in it because he understands and knows that the RNC is probably looking to get him in office.
So you're gonna pick the VP this early, one, and two, based on an assumption that the RNC is going to change up the rules to get in, because you think Rubio is going to throw the delegates behind Kasich and the establishment.
I wouldn't be surprised if Marco Rubio comes out of the woodwork and he becomes the nominee.
I wouldn't be surprised if anything happens right now. Okay? Honestly. But the establishment right now has been backing Cruz. But why? That's a good point. Why is Kasich still in there? I don't know. Maybe
you don't know.
Maybe he's just on the campaign trail to get away from his wife and kids.
Maybe, and the fact that he likes to stuff his face as he has press conferences.
Eating pizza with a fork. I don't like
that he is.
Okay?
I don't like him neither. But John Kasich staying in the race, I think it goes to show you something. There should be an indicator there. More importantly, I mean, this is still a stupid decision from Ted's part. Because what you're basically doing, you're jumping in and you're saying, I'm going to select the VP now. It's a gamble. It's a gamble for what? Vito, what about all that momentum? What about all that momentum that comes at the convention when the candidate announces a VP? McCain announces Palin, spike in the numbers.
He
is a
needs that
momentum
spike
booster.
now. He needs that. That's that little extra boost that he's saved the entire campaign. And he's going to use it now. But, I mean, hey, Trump is already talking about cabinet members. All right?
He's in a position... Trump can do that because he's in a position where it looks acceptable. Ted is not only mathematically eliminated, but he's got to struggle in every way he walks. It's up next week, May 3rd in Indiana. He's throwing everything at the wall hoping something will stick. And right now, he doesn't look like a lot of things are sticking. On top of that, it looks desperate. A man who is second place, mathematically eliminated from receiving the nomination outright in delegates, is jumping here and naming a VP presidential candidate. What are you doing? A vice presidential candidate, rather. So what are you doing? Please explain to me how the media and first-time voters and Republican voters and moderate voters and Democratic voters and independent socialists, whatever voters, how are they going to look at Ted Cruz picking someone like Carly Fiorina now in the primary process, months before the convention is here, and before the man even got the nomination to begin with? I mean, Vito, come on, deal with this with me for a second. I think that this is a dumb move from the Cruz campaign. He should have waited. I understand why he did it. It was smart at the same time to do it because it took a lot of media attention away from Trump.
Right.
But it's gone, baby. It's gone. You're never going to suck the air out of the room. I wish Ted would have opened his eyes and saw that a while ago. There is no way for you to ultimately win this entire thing in terms of media coverage. There's no way for you to win the media game. Donald Trump is going to win the media game. Ted Cruz picking what's-her-name is not a good idea.
Somebody on Twitter said that she'll be strong and diffuse Hillary's woman card, and she's also a very good debater.
I think so.
But
she
that's
is a good
assuming
debater.
you get to the general
election. Right, that's the assumption, and that is a good assumption to make. I actually like that assumption, I'll say. But I'm not too happy about the fact that he picked this person now. It's too early. It don't look right. Although I happen to agree, she is a really good debater. She is actually one of the better debaters on the stage. Ted is the best debater, I think, out of all of them.
He's a master debater.
That's funny. He's a yes, he is. He is a master debater.
Aren't we all?
I think you look at Ted Cruz. I think he's the best one. Then you look at Carly. She's certainly up there. She was one of the great ones. I remember we covered her on the show, and we said she definitely won one of the debates. I don't remember which one. You got to go back in the archives. But I did say, we both said, actually, that Carly won that. The title of the episode was Carly won this thing hands down. And she did. She did win.
Should be hard to find.
No, she won debates hands down when she was on them. She was very good, very impressive. Diffuse Hillary's woman card. Okay, I get that. But what about other women?
You need a woman on the ticket to diffuse that woman card?
Unfortunately, I think identity politics plays a big role. Yeah.
Then why couldn't we get, I don't know, a woman Latino, like Miss Martinez from New Mexico? Isn't she the governor of New Mexico? Isn't that a good pick, maybe? Or how about Nikki Haley?
Susana Martinez,
Yes,
governor
you
of
couldn't
Mexico.
think of any other women Republicans?
Nikki Haley, I suppose.
Haley's kind of not really liked with so many conservatives anymore of the whole Confederate thing. But how about Susana Martinez?
Jan Brewer?
How about Condoleezza Rice? Now, she should run for Senate in California. That's what she should do. Condi Rice.
Condoleezza Rice might have been a good option. I mean, you would want, look at all these. I think there are better
Bush.
Relax. I actually like Barbara Bush.
Right. You just like
you know
bushes.
what I'm saying, right? You know what I'm saying, Vito?
You just like bushes.
I think there are better women out there. I think it also hurts to pick someone that you just ran against. Dropped out early. Not like, and I know people are going to say, oh, what about Bush? Bush and Reagan. They were in the same primary, and Reagan picked Bush. It doesn't make any sense, Vito, and I'll say, relax, take a seat. Because ultimately, Reagan and Bush made I can't even say it was close. No, it doesn't make any sense. I just realized that now, that Reagan pretty much trounced him in the primary. I don't know. I just have this terrible feeling how this is going to go. I think you should have picked an outside woman, not in the outside sense, outside of politics. I mean, outside the presidential race. Carly Fiorina, it doesn't really matter. At this point, the guy's picking a VP candidate way too early. This is really, you know what this reminds me of? How much swaying could this do now?
Well,
I mean, we're going to have to wait and see. Who knows? Maybe I could be wrong. Maybe Indiana might be the turning point for Ted, and maybe it was because of Carly. And I hope that's the case.
Maybe, but if you got Susana Martinez, that helps New Mexico, and California's right next door.
Well,
it's got to help with the woman Latino.
I said that from the beginning. You should have picked someone. There are better women candidates out there. There are better other VP candidates, and I think they're not just women, men, whatever. Transgender, Caitlyn Jenner for VP. That's what Ted should have won. Cruz Jenner.
He, she, whatever said that they'll run.
As the trans ambassador. We're going to break. We're going to return here to the Vito and Vito Show. Forget about moments of the week and some more talk right here on the Vito and Vito Show.
Who might you save?
Your mother, your father, your husband, uncle, aunt, son.
Learn FAST, F-A-S-T, the sudden signs of a stroke, and you could save
your friend, teacher, boss.
F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. F-A-S-T. That's F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time to call 911. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in the recovery of
your neighbor, the waiter, grandmother, grandfather.
So learn FAST, the sudden signs of a stroke, then pass it on, because you never know who might save you.
Your wife, your colleague.
Spot a stroke fast. Visit strokeassociation.org, brought to you by the American Stroke Association and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard. So you don't need to mooch off your friends.
You gonna finish that grape?
You mean the one in my mouth?
You don't need to stop buying the necessities.
What you're smelling is a natural musk.
Ew.
You don't need to be a medical test subject.
How do you feel? Mostly okay. Sometimes, though.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman. Let's break for lunch.
You just need an internet connection. Don't get left behind. Start your personal savings plan with the tips and tools on feedthepig.org. That way, you don't need to sell your soul to the devil.
$15 is the best I can do.
All right, deal. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs, the California Society of CPAs, and the Ad Council.
Fighting the Common Core standards? Need a powerful tool to help inform others on this harmful education initiative? You're covered with Common Ground on Common Core, the collection of essays by 20 top education experts and activists. Reviewers call it the best single resource on the topic. You can share it with literally anyone. Order your print or digital copy of Common Ground on Common Core today. Just visit resoundingbooks.org. That's resoundingbooks.org. And get $2 off when you tell them Vito and Vito sent you. Paid for by Resounding Books Pack.
It's important to plan ahead for emergencies, like the storm. When it kicked in, we had a plan.
Separated.
We were able to get in touch with each other in no time.
Idea how to find each other.
The whole experience was
the
fine.
most frightening 10 hours of my life.
If there's one piece of advice I'd offer other moms out there, it's to stay calm and keep to the plan.
Some parents plan ahead, some don't. Make sure you know where to find your family in an emergency. Start your plan at ReadyPA.org, brought to you by ReadyPA, FEMA, and the Ad Council.
And we're back here on the Vito and Vito Show. Check out the website again, www.vitoandvito.com. Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. Give us a follow and a like at Vito and Vito Show. Vito, we're talking about Chloe Fiorina, Indiana, Ted Cruz and his lookalike, and Donald Trump.
Yeah, the lookalike is actually. I hope it's not one of the forget about it moments.
No, it's not. You can talk about it.
Great. The one of the Ted Cruz lookalikes. It was all over social media. Lookalike that was pretty much on Maury. It just happened to be someone that looks just like Ted Cruz.
A woman version of him.
Yeah, a woman version that looks exactly like Ted. I was like, wow. Then Maury did an interview with her, and it went viral again, and this lady can't speak a damn word of English. She's like, I don't know no Ted Cruz. I never heard of him. Like, listen, if you're from the South, they have lots of respect for you. But if you're from the South and you can't speak English, I think you're an idiot. Honestly, I think you're a moron.
But she got signed to do porn now.
Yeah, exactly. And then they some porn company gave her a contract. How much money was it?
I don't know, but it's probably a good amount.
Probably a good chunk of change.
I can imagine the title of those videos.
Oh, wow. Ted Cruz.
Ted Cruz gets trumped.
Ah! I like that. Ted Cruz gets trumped. You know what I
should
mean?
be a hashtag.
It
hashtag
was the
Ted Cruz porn titles.
It's the Ted Cruz. It's the Ted Cruz. It is the Ted. How much is it?
10,000.
10 grand. Oh, what a. That's trailer trash, ladies and gentlemen. I'm from Brooklyn.
Trump
I can say
change.
that is what?
Trump change.
I love it. I'm using this Andrew Dice Clay button today. I love it. Yep, that's disgusting.
I'm waiting for
not
Trump to make
not
fun
the
of it.
porn part. The fact that looks exactly like Ted Cruz. Because we support porn on the show. I guess you could say, don't we, Vito?
Yeah, political
We're college
correctness out the
students.
window.
We're college students. You got a problem? Come on. All right, Vito. I want to bring in the Trump guy we have here. It always makes it fun as we keep talking about this. Connor,
I don't like this guy.
Connor, what's your name on Twitter?
At Conflict, CONF1ICTZ.
I tweeted it out. Don't worry. I tweeted it out.
All right, who don't you like?
I like Connor.
All right, whatever. Well, he's here. All right, Connor, they got a round of applause for you.
Thank you.
There you go. Everyone's happy to see you right now.
Thank you very much.
All right, they're all excited to be here. All right, so now talk to me for a second. You're a Trump guy. You said you like Trump. You're a college student, so you obviously, you got some pull here, whatever that means. Why did Ted Cruz do this? Why did he pick Chloe Fiorina? I think it's a bad idea. If you don't think it was a good idea,
I think this is a very, very bad idea.
You're the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. Okay, so he picks Chloe Fiorina to win in California, right? That's what he wants to do.
Right.
She's from California, apparently. Put a quote unquote. He wins. Then it goes to the convention. He wins. Now what? You know what I'm saying? Ted Cruz has Carly. Like now it's kind of just a thorn in the side now. I feel like he doesn't even want her. He's just using that to get it to the broken convention. But now he has to stick by it. If he knocks her out,
yeah,
that's going to make him look worse.
I would not go that far. I wouldn't go that far. I don't think he doesn't want her. I think he actually likes her, whatever. I think the problem here is that Ted announcing it now not only hurts him come the convention, makes him look bad all around. Just a desperate move from a campaign that's trying to stay relevant. That's not good. And I'm a Cruz guy, and I shouldn't be saying that about my candidate. You know what I mean? And I mean, as a Trump guy, you see this. Is it desperate?
Totally. Well, I mean, the whole campaign from Cruz and Kasich is just desperate. They're ganging up on Trump. He's getting Carly involved. I mean, let it get to something before you start taking people as your vice president or even cabinet. Donald Trump was saying something about cabinet members, but I don't know exactly what's going on with that. But he's not saying, "Oh, I'm going to make a VP." Nobody won yet. Why you're going to lose first of all, if anything, unless it goes to the convention. Why are you announcing it as if you're going to win? You know what I'm saying?
And what bothers me is that obviously it takes a very long time to vet VP candidates, and that you have to do thorough investigation and research. Donald Trump taking his time, that's pretty good. I'm pretty sure they're working on it. If Ted Cruz is announcing his VP president now, and not
quick
stacking and not stacking up all the opposition research that could be used against her, whatever. Not researching and vetting his VP candidate choice. The fact that he did it so quick, and the fact that he's sitting in second place, and the fact that he's mathematically eliminated from winning at the delegate count outright. How quick was this move? Because to me, it seems like it was a pretty quick move.
It was. He was out of desperation, trying to pull a trick out of his sleeve.
I don't like that. I don't like that coming from a presidential candidate. I wish he would have waited. I understand the need for it, but I don't think it was going to make it happen. Connor, you even talk like Donald Trump. It's totally out of desperation. You said that before.
With the hand movements and everything. You got to see this.
Yep, you got to see it. His hair's not even real. It's some sick stuff. You know, I don't know what to say about this. This might help him in Indiana. Who knows? But some say it's going to help in California. Time will tell.
Forget about it.
Next show is going to be so good. That's all I got to tell you, because next week we'll be doing it Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time live here at www.vitoandvito.com. Click Listen Live to listen live to the program. Tune back in, because we're going to tell you what the hell is going on after Indiana. Indiana, May 3rd, the primary, open primary. If you're in Indiana, vote for Ted. And if you're anywhere else, it's always good to hear maybe some political analysis. But I'm tired of talking about politics, or at least this situation in particular. It's Forget About It Moments of the Week time.
Forget about it?
Forget about it.
Forget about it. Paul, forget about it.
Forget About It Moments of the Week right here on the Vito and Vito Show. We break down some of the craziest moments around the world, and we tell you, forget about it. Vito, what's the first one?
Ready for this? I know how much you just hate wearing clothes, right?
It'll tell you it's a burden.
London has a clothing optional restaurant. That's a hit. It has like over 30,000 people on the wait list. You don't have to wear clothes in the restaurant.
Is clothing optional?
Yes, optional. Mm-hmm. How great is that? Like a nude beach, nude restaurants, nude movie theater, right?
What could possibly go wrong? It's like, I don't know what's...
Pee Wee Herman situation.
Yeah, that's some crazy stuff. Are the bathrooms transgender bathrooms? I mean, how are you going to get away with that one? Honestly, how are you going to get away if you're a transgender and you go to this restaurant? How the hell are you going to get away with this one?
Excuse me, sir. I mean, ma'am.
I mean, sir. I mean, you know what? Just go in the corner. Go to the bathroom. Here's a cup. You figure it out. That's ridiculous.
Unisex. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, 30,000 people. That's a lot of people.
That's a 30,000 person wait list in this
cool.
London restaurant.
That is really, really cool. I like that.
That's what we gotta do.
We should. Let's be the.
My house is clothing optional.
Great.
I do the show half naked most of the time.
You do the show right now naked. All right, Vito. What's the second Forget About It moment?
Okay, so John Boehner compared Ted Cruz to Lucifer today, right?
Yeah,
the devil.
Yeah, hold on. He called him Lucifer. He compared him to Lucifer, rather. He said he's a miserable son of a bee. Yeah, he don't like Ted Cruz. He's not a fan. But
and those comments comparing Cruz to Lucifer actually pissed off Satanists.
You kidding me? Not even the Satanists want Ted Cruz.
No, the Satanists don't compare him to
That's
Lucifer.
Just oh my god, that's terrible.
This man can't win anything.
He can't win. Yeah, he can't win. I'm gonna join the Trump train just so I could be like Lion Ted and Ted's the devil. You know, it seems like it's a lot of fun.
He's no real Christian boy. I don't know why you're talking like that.
No, what?
I don't know why you have that accent.
Was there an accent? There was an accent?
Yeah.
Oh, I apologize. No, I don't apologize. Screw this. I want to walk around. Lion Ted. I want to. It seems fun to say. You're a Trump guy, Connor. Is it fun to say Lion Ted?
Yep.
Yeah, it's fun, right? How about Little Hands Marco? Is it fun?
That
Little
was
Marco.
much funnier. Much funnier.
I had fun saying that.
Low
energy with that.
Low energy Jeff. Like that's listen.
And then you got Crooked Hillary.
Crooked Hillary. If you're Donald Trump and you're a supporter of him, you must be having the time of your life right now while us Cruz people are crying because we can't even have fun at the expense of this campaign.
I'm waiting for the action figures to come out.
Yeah, like, you know the little green toy soldiers? Yeah, there's Marco Rubio. Low energy Jeb. A battery's not included, and there's no compartment for the batteries, so it never works. And then you get, who else there? Lion Ted. Right? What's a good doll for Lion Ted?
You pull the string in the back, and he tells a lie.
He tells a lie. That's good.
Like with the Pinocchio nose.
Yeah, oh, that's good. The nose grows. Okay, that's good. And Crooked Hillary. Everything's just crooked. Everything.
And her pants is all messed up.
Even her penis is crooked. All right, Vito, what's the other Forget About It moment?
North Korea, the elites in North Korea, including Kim Jong-un or whatever his name is, they have apparently huge orgies and sex parties that he calls his pleasure squad. They have soldiers go out and vet these girls' medical histories, and the soldiers handpick these girls, come back to the palace, and they have huge orgies because socialism.
I could.
Because they don't have internet in North Korea, because they're not as capitalism. They can't watch the Ted Cruz look-alike porn, and then they gotta go ahead and have these massive orgies, which I doubt these girls are really consenting to. They go bang Kim Jong-un.
Oh my god. Okay, all right. Wow. Just wow.
All right, end the show. I'm done.
End the show. I got something to say about this. Connor, what do you got to say about this? First of all, I want to renounce my U.S. citizenship and become a dictator of North Korea so I can get these sex parties. I'll say that out loud.
I'm in.
I'm in. He's in. All right. Anyone else?
Like, what's that movie that they go in North Korea to try to kill him?
The interview.
The interview. Yeah, we'll go in there.
Yeah. See how that works out for us. Wow. All right. You know what? I hope these girls aren't being raped, number one. But number two, I can't believe this is actually a thing in North Korea. This is disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. I can't stand that.
It's
little
good to
twerp.
be the king.
It's good to be the king. Donald Trump came out also. We just going to touch on it. We weren't able to do it here on the program, but he came out with his foreign policy speech. And he said he's going to talk to Putin, Vito.
Maybe.
Maybe not.
He said, I will talk to Putin. Maybe. We're going to make it great.
There is one thing that I agree with Donald Trump on. You know what that is on his foreign policy speech? To get other NATO countries to stop paying for defense. That I think we all could agree on. We're signing off, Vito and Vito. Check out the website, www.vitoandvito.com.